414-978-9500 and be generous to help the kids with cancer and blood disorders. 10:38 with Bob and Brian.
Lance Allen's here.
Here. I love this song, boys.
Do you really?
I do.
It's kind of depressing.
It is depressing. I'm kind of a depressing guy.
But we're standing around.
The cloud. What
Peanuts? The spirit, the fortunes of the sports team.
What Peanuts character or what character was that the cloud was always over his or her head? I can't remember.
Charlie Brown?
Me. Yeah, something like that. That's me.
Well, Big Ben had the dirt cloud.
Dirt cloud.
Right. There was a guy, Lil Abner, who had a storm cloud over him.
Are you getting your comic strips mixed up?
I might be. I'm getting old. I can't remember anything anymore. I get like mixed metaphors and all that good fun stuff. But Allentown, that is one of my favorite Billy Joel songs. You know how he gets criticized? Hey, we are at a music venue, right? So we can talk a little music. I can get out of my little sports box.
Well, we tend to sing the songs, not really play them.
Some people think Billy Joel's a little too poppy, a little too this, a little too that. That's like one of his more serious. That's why I like that song. Is it's got some
one of the
grit
few
to
tunes
it.
that's played with a sledgehammer and a piece of rail iron.
Yes.
And what's that called? A steam whistle?
Yeah.
Starts out with
How about that?
How do you like Good Night Saigon? That's another depressing one.
I don't like as well, but it's pretty good.
Well, this one's a little more upbeat than that. Good morning, Lance. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You know, this radiothon thing, the revolving door.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
Well, I was just lighting up Caliendo because you were doing an air check with him. I just said, hey, quit doing air checks. I'm on the air, bro. He goes, I hear you. He said he almost stayed on, but, it's a better story if he ghosts me.
He was equipment testing, and Frank didn't want to talk because he didn't want to talk about anything.
Frank will be here later on this afternoon.
He will.
He's a pro. He's not going to burn up that material.
He knows when to get it.
Do you in your entire broadcasting career,
oh boy, here we go,
here in this town, do you remember a day worse than this opening day? Just as brutal and raw?
Yes.
You do.
I am not we are all of the older set. I think we're all comfortable in saying that. I don't like this recency complex and say that I'm the Simpson guy shaking my fist at the clouds, whatever
Abe
whatever.
Simpson.
Everything within the last year or two is not the worst ever. The one now this was bad. I won't say that this was obviously the weather wasn't great. So this is the one I remember. 1994. Old County Stadium. Mike Fetters, the former closer of the Brewers.
Where's Mike now? Mike's a bullpen coach.
He was with the Diamondbacks for a while. I should double check that, see if he's still there. But anyway, he's got a stocking hat on. It's 32 degrees. That was the year, remember, where the snowflakes were like globs or whatever. He lived, obviously, part-time Arizona, part-time Hawaii, from Hawaii, whatever you want to say. I remember sitting on the top step of the dugout, and he was like, what in the world is he thought he was on a different planet at that 94 point. He looked over at me and he goes, what is it? I go, it's snow. I mean, I didn't mean to be sarcastic, but it's snow. And literally he's like, well, what do you and I said, I think you're going to play. And they did play that day. Like he had no, like, he's like, seriously, we're going to play
the last opening day in County Stadium?
94? When was
No, because you know what's the other one I remember that was a colossal craziness was, remember the True Value, and I shouldn't discredit the name of True Value, but
the ball, who doesn't remember?
The ball giveaway where Phil Garner literally has to pull a Sam Weish and go, if you throw any more balls on the field, this game will be a forfeit.
Wow.
Behave yourselves.
I remember being out at County Stadium before that game and hearing that you were going to get a commemorative opening day baseball. And I thought,
not to disparage the good people of Milwaukee and Southeast Wisconsin, but what did you think when you heard that?
When I heard that, I thought, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't really think much about it until I was home watching the game and the field was covered in them. I thought, they probably should have given them out on your way out of the ballpark.
I always say hey, people can have all the fun they want. I'm not here to rain on your parade, but amateur hour, New Year's Eve, St. Patty's Day, home opener.
Yeah.
So, to me, I didn't think of it at the time, but after a while, it's like, I had one, it wasn't that bad, but I had somebody come up to me. During the game, what people don't realize is if you go live, you have to be in the barrel yard area and you can't have the field in the background. So there was a woman that came up to me and she's like, I'm from a small town. I've never been on TV. I'm like, well, we're not on for a while. You know, today's not your lucky day, but, well, you know, maybe whatever. Okay, fine. She leaves, comes back, literally like moth to the flame at the end of my live shot, almost bumps and runs over me to get in the shot while I'm on the air. And literally, I had no filter. The first thing I said was, well, since it was a later start than most home openers today, they were clearly the fans are excited and they got lubed up all day. And here they are running into the shot. You know, I mean, that's sometimes what happens.
Live TV can be a sticky wicket sometimes.
Sometimes without a net, it is crazy.
But you do. I didn't remember.
Don't send bodyguards out with you, right? You're it. You and the cameraman.
I know I'm wearing sleeves right now, but have you seen these things, Brian?
The
Come
guns?
on.
Yeah.
I just kind of flex a little bit.
Okay.
People usually, you know what I mean?
I know why you have them covered. I know why you have those covered. I know why you're wearing long sleeves.
Why is that?
The old saying, sun's out.
Guns out.
And the sun
I just wore that shirt on spring break.
And the sun is not out.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
No, to be serious about it, no. I'm amongst the people. I'm a man of the people, Brian. You know that.
Good for you.
So I'm out there.
Yeah.
And, hey, I've had people do crazy stuff. I had Dennis Miller one time mugging behind me, and I turned around and, you know, pulled him on the air live because he didn't think
did
was just like.
Did he call
whatever.
you Chachi?
No, thank goodness he did not.
Why? That would have been great. You should have called him. Hey, Chachi.
He was basically
come on up here.
Photobombing me before photobombing me was even a thing. And you know how you have like a presence. You know, you Monday
What was
night
the event?
It was Monday Night Football, Packers Panthers.
Was he calling the game?
He was calling the game,
That's
and
when
so he
right.
just would like. If he was on the field, he would stand in the back of your live shot like he was just some random fan or whatever. And you know how you feel like a presence behind you? I just literally in mid-sentence spun around, put the mic right in his face and like, and Dennis Miller joins us. And he literally was like, you busted me. That's literally all he could say. And then I'm like, hey, what do you think of the game? Whatever. I think he was flabbergasted.
Dude, do one of those Chachi things that you do.
Do that crazy thing with the pen and then throw it out of the shot or something like you do on Weekend Update.
Speaking of Lambeau Field,
yes.
How excited are you for the football season? I know we just started baseball. I know we did. And the Brewers are off to a great start.
I'm going to get lit up for this, by the way, Bob, because you know how people are like, the Brewers and Bucks are playing, but we're talking Packers.
Brewers are 4-1. Great start.
Great start.
Right. Kind of yesterday, the bullpen didn't come through, but it's a long season.
You're on your fifth starter, bullpen. You're not going to go 162.
Day off today. Get back at it tomorrow with the Mariners.
Amen.
I'm not crazy about all these American League teams to start the season.
It is kind of different,
odd.
isn't it? It does seem odd. I would agree with that statement.
Not a big
Mariners.
fan, but it's baseball, and I like baseball, so I'll be all right. It's a first world
you don't
problem.
need your blankie like Linus or something.
Up with National League teams.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
During the stretch.
Yeah, that'll be coming very, very soon, sooner rather than later.
But with the way the Packers ended the season, and really, I hate to say this, we should have beat San Francisco.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but we didn't. We didn't. Baby
it's a young
steps.
team, but you probably.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
How much better are they going to be next year? I just can't imagine that that we pick up at that point and get better as the season goes on.
Talent-wise, absolutely. I will be curious to see, not that it's not good, bad, or in between, just the whole Aaron Jones thing and just your team is never the same. You guys know it. Like you look on paper and go, okay, all these younger guys are going to be a year more experienced, a year healthier, a year better. There's so much that can happen. I think overall, yes, there is a lot to like, and they will be one of the favorites. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But Aaron Jones was a beloved figure in that locker room. And a lot of times, as you guys well know, you don't have to all hold hands and sing Kumbaya and get along. The old phrase with the Yankees under Billy Martin was, 25 guys, 25 cabs. They didn't even look, Reggie Jackson hated, Martin. And you know what I mean? You don't all have to get along, but a lot of times it helps. And a guy who's that respected and considered a leader, it can be a void. But if you look at it objectively, you go, well, Josh Jacobs is 3 years younger. He runs over people. Aaron Jones isn't the biggest guy in the world. I don't think I'm saying anything groundbreaking there.
That whatever he taught them,
carries over
and is still there.
Correct. And then you have other voices that step up as leadership. So you're right. But I think Xavier McKinney, the safety that they picked up, I think that is huge. A 24-year-old guy.
That was almost gone unnoticed.
unnoticed. And Bob, I mean, everybody you talk, and all you can do is just talk to people that have seen him play more than us or whatever. You sit there and go, okay, this guy, like, what, 2-time Pro Bowler, leader in the locker room at the age of 24. Everybody raves about him. How did the Giants let this guy go? Seriously. And it was a position of need for the Packers, you know?
All right. Yeah. So with all that said,
yes.
I'll phrase it exactly the way I phrased it when we were talking to Tim.
Yeah.
What the F is wrong with the Bucks?
Tim Van Voren?
No, with Murray.
I know because Tim's on. I know TVV's on as well. So yeah, Tim Murray.
That team.
How long do we have? I mean, I know you had Margolis on. He could say, like, you sit there and you go, defensively there are breakdowns. You know, they and other teams are now figuring out, okay, we can attack this, we can attack that. You can't use as an excuse, but you do sit there and go, what? Lillard didn't play, Middleton didn't play, Pat Beverly didn't play, but a team like that, you should still squeak out a win, pull out a win, do whatever you want to say. So this is not the time of the year to be fumbling, bumbling, down the stretch, especially with.
I'd rather not. If I had my druthers, I'd rather not. I'd rather have things all cleaned up and going, yeah, we're looking good going to the playoffs.
Do you want to see Miami again? I mean, that seems to be like the team that you do not want to see.
Here, I'll say it. You want to see Miami again? Keep it up. Keep it up. I know you got to. What are you working on today, story-wise? Because I know you have to go.
We got to diagnose what the Bucks stuff is going on. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw yesterday, but Steve Tower Henneberry is in town, the former American Gladiator. So we're working on, we did that story.
I saw your promo for that.
Yeah, doing a couple other stories as well on Brewer stuff, other stuff. Other stuff that we shot. So, yeah. And I appreciate you guys having me on for the MACC-a-thon, for this radiothon.
Radiothon.
Write it down. Write it down.
I got to write that down. No, it's just cool. It's like one of the MACC Fund kids lives right across the street from us, Talia Hernandez. I know Evan Renicky. I know Cameron Apel. I mean, working where I work, you get to know these kids. And so, to me, this is awesome that you guys do this. I did want to say that seriously.
Thank you for coming by and helping, Lance. We appreciate it.
No problem.
Of course, you're always welcome.
I appreciate it.
You ever just get bored one morning? We're here till 10.
I saw you had donuts in the back.
We're going to call Lance.
Yeah.
Lance Allan from Channel 4. It's 10:50.